past that trauma. Listen, guys, it's been so long since I've gone live. I'm used to doing the videos and then I post the videos, which is fine. I usually don't edit the videos because I just feel as though, for one, it's about the message. And I have a message for you guys, especially, so many people that are dealing with people that may be addicted to alcohol or drugs. Maybe you have a family member, maybe your spouse, maybe one of your children, you sadly to say, may be addicted to alcohol or drugs or something. And it's so important that we are taking care of ourselves and that we are aware that we have been affected by that. We have been affected by someone else's drinking or addictions, right? And I remember many years ago when I was with my first husband, who passed away in 2003, he was an alcoholic. And I spoke to him, and in my mind, I'm holding him accountable. I'm talking to him, about, trying, in other words, I was trying to get him to stop drinking, talking to him about his poor behavior and how his behavior was making our family unhappy. Today we say dysfunctional, right? Making my life unmanageable and dysfunctional in so many ways. And I didn't even realize it, because what it was is I was worrying about him, worrying about what he was doing when he was out. Where was he going? Where was he at? Was he going to come home safely? And all of that stuff. So we put so much energy into wanting help someone that may not even want our help, helping someone that that may be determined they're going to do what they want to do. It doesn't matter what we say, and no matter what I said, he did whatever he wanted to do. And sadly, and I even got to the point where I felt like something was going to happen to him. And God just told me to just keep praying for him. Keep praying for him. Keep praying for him. Keep praying for him. And it got to the point where there was one morning he left out, and I was just so disappointed. And by this time, we were pretty much in a place where I was telling him he had to move out, right? I said, you have to move out because your behavior, your actions is just not going to work in a marriage. Now, I'm not telling you guys to go and end your relationships. Talk to God about it. I know for a fact I wasn't supposed to marry this person in the first place. And if God says do not marry the person, God is not going to change his mind. Oh, well, you married the person anyway. Okay, let me see if I fix it. Let me try to fix it for you. God does not do that. God just does not do that. So I knew that there were red flags in the very beginning of the relationship. We met when I was only 26 years old, fresh out of a 6 months after I had ended a relationship. So I still had so much more to learn. And I was so codependent and so wounded. So and didn't even know it, and didn't really know it, looking to be rescued and didn't even know it. So long story short, we did marry, and eventually we started going through divorce proceedings. So, but I was just reading something in the language of letting go. If you're more than welcome to pick up this book, it's been a blessing to me for many, many years, by Melody Beattie. It's called The Language of Letting Go. And the problem is sometimes we don't know how to let go. We refuse to let go. We want when we want it, right? And we're hurting ourselves because we refuse to let go. We're hurting ourselves because we're trying to get something from someone that they can't give it to us, in other words. Right? They're not loving themselves. So how they're going to love us righteously, love us the way God wants them to love us. And not only that, if they're struggling to love themselves, and if we're even struggling to love ourselves, someone can't come along and make us happy. And I had to learn way back then, and I had to go into therapy to learn this, that nobody's responsible for my happiness but me. And I was actually excited to hear that, because at the time I was so ignorant and so blind, and I had these belief systems that this is what you're supposed to do. You become a parent. I wanted to become a mother, and I met my husband, and I'm like, wait, okay, supposed to meet a husband, make me happy. No, I was so excited when I found out, wait a minute, I'm responsible for my own happiness. That was great, because then I knew that I can give myself permission not only to heal and ask God to heal my heart, but to also help me to change my mindset and to let go of some belief systems that I had learned as a child who had saw her mother in abusive, toxic relationships on it from about the age 15 to about the age of 16 years old. So my belief systems was already very distorted. Oh, my eyes are burning. So anyway, I want to read something to you guys back in my car. I wasn't even planning on doing this video, but I was reading, and this reading had just leaped out at me. It leaped out at me. So don't go nowhere. I know a few people are here, and my eyes are burning, so I can't be here long. I was just taking a walk in the park, and the wind was blowing all in my face, and I got to go home and wash my face because the wind was blowing in my face. Okay. So anyway, I want to read something to you because I really resonated with this. And my point, and the topic is called detachment. The topic is detachment. Many of us have trouble detaching. Oh my gosh, detaching from what we really need to detach from. Things that are hurting us, things that are God. God is right there saying, I'm going to help you let go. If you let go, I'm going to heal your heart. If you let go, I promise everything's going to be all right. But sometimes we struggle with letting go. And I had to let go. And it took me some years to let go. And for many of us, it took time to let go. And some of you are still struggling on letting go. But God is with you. You heard that saying before, let go and let God. Well, that's just not a cliche, right? That's not just an affirmation. God really wants us to trust Him. I'm up under this tree. Let me see. I want to make sure. Hold on. Want to make sure my phone is not overheating or anything weird because I got my phone in the window and I'm under a tree. Okay, there you go. Let's try this. So detachment. Anyway, I'm going to read this real quick so I can get out of here because it's been like almost 7 minutes. And maybe you can resonate with this story. Detachment doesn't come naturally for many of us, but once we realize the value of this principle, it's a principle. Let me close my window. Eyes burning, wind still blowing. Okay. Now give me a second, guys. Oh, hey, hold on. Now, this is especially for someone that may be struggling with seeing someone that may be hurting themselves, a family member or loved one that may be alcoholic or something. We can't change people. We can't fix people. Detachment doesn't come naturally for many of us. But once we realize the value of this principle of letting go and letting God or detaching, we understand how vital detachment is. The following story illustrates how a woman came to understand detachment. The first time I practiced detachment was when I let go of my alcoholic husband. Now, that may be your dad or another relative or something. So, my point is, as they say, take what you need and leave the rest. You know, he get in where you fit in, right? He had been drinking for 7 years since I had married him. For that long, I had been denying his alcoholism and trying to make him stop drinking. I did outrageous things to make him stop drinking, to make him see the light, to make him realize how much he was hurting me. I really thought I was doing things right by trying to control him or hold him accountable, right? We might think we're trying to hold a person accountable, but then there are times where we may be acting in a controlling way because of the fear. One night I saw things clearly, she says. I realized that my attempts to control him would never solve the problem. I also saw that my life was unmanageable because she was constantly worrying about him and what he was doing. I couldn't make him do anything he didn't want to do. His alcoholism was controlling me, even though I wasn't drinking. I set him free. I set him free to do as he chose, and this is what I did. The truth is, he did as he pleased anyway. Things changed the night I detached. Things changed the night I detached. Things changed when I decided to get some help. He could feel it. He could feel it. He knew it, and so could I. When I set him free, I set myself free to live my own life. When I set him free, this is my story, y'all. When I set him free, I set myself free to live my own life. Right? Because people have a free will. Remember, God gave us, excuse me, hold on, let me change my mind. Remember, God gave us all a free will, y'all. And we can't play God in someone else's life. And no matter how much we love another person, it does not mean we can change them. God did not give us that authority. God did not give us that authority. I've had to practice the principle of detachment many times since then. I've had to detach from unhealthy people and unhealthy and healthy people. I'm sorry. I've had to detach from unhealthy people and healthy people too. Sometimes people are in our life for a season. Many times people are in our life for a reason and a season, right? It's never failed. Detachment does work. It really does work. Detachment is a gift. It will be given to us when we're ready for it. It will be given to us when we're ready for it. When we set the other person free, we are set free. When we set the other person free, we are set free. Set yourself free today. Detach, let go, and let God. We can't fix or change anybody but ourselves, and we need God's help to do that. I know I do. So today, wherever possible, we can choose to detach with love. Doesn't have to be an argument and a fight and all of this drama. Don't have to do that. I set my husband down. I mean, I waited till my husband way back then, many years ago. I waited till he was sober, till he slept it off, and then I sat on the bed and I had a talk with him, and I told him how I felt. No arguing, none of that. Didn't have to do that. So we don't want to get caught up in reacting and speaking at the wrong times. But we must remember that God has a purpose for ourselves, for us, and He has a purpose for that other person. But that other person may or may not want that. Sometimes we want for people what they don't want for themselves, or it's just not time for them to get the lesson yet. Sometimes they're just not ready for the lesson. A lot of times, what God wants us to do is pray, stop and pray. Pray for them, keep on praying for them. And I truly believe before my husband passed away, he did get saved. So, anyway, I'm Ramona Phillips, the Healthy Mind Strategist. It's time to take care of yourself, love yourself, detach, let go, and let God, because God has great plans for you. But remember, we have a free will. And if we don't let go and let God, then we can be pulled down with other people that are struggling to love themselves. We can't heal anybody but ourselves. And that's when we partner with God for our own healing process. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. No matter of fact, if you need if you need coaching, in other words, coaching, if you're struggling with this, I'll put my clarity link, calendar link in the description. Okay. I'm Ramona Phillips, the Healthy Mind Strategist. Have a blessed day. Thanks for joining, replay viewers and live viewers. I know you're there. Thanks for joining, replay viewers and live viewers, and thank you for sharing, and subscribing. Talk to you guys later. I don't even know how to end this video. Oh, great. Alrighty then. Let me just exit out. I don't even know how to end the video, y'all.